G'day Marvel Future Fight Gamers, VaderG here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at Professor X ABX within the test server environment, not the real server. I wanted to do this last weekend, use my last 600 crystals in the test server to actually swap his CTP around yesterday and build him up as much as I could. We got pretty low crits, 50% crit rate, 159% crit damage, 35% dodge, ignore defense and cooldown duration maxed. Um, Character gear, we've got some 6-star and 5-star Euro equipped. That's really all I had in the test server, to be honest. Power of Angry Hulk, we're at stage 7, which is 22% bonus. I couldn't get any chaotics with dodge on them, which is a bit of a bummer. Crit rate on the CTP is quite low, as is a dodge. And of course he doesn't have a uniform, which is a big disadvantage. And that's why we're seeing these low stats, right? That's why we're seeing the crit rate of 50, while we're seeing the crit damage 159. And cards wise, let's have a quick look at the cards. We've got 8% crit and crit rate and crit damage from cards. We've got around about 65% energy attack. Pretty decent ignore defense and also cooldown duration. The team we're going to compare him against is obviously the current meta for Blast Male Hero, which is Cable. Cable with a CTP of Energy or CTP of Rage. In this case, it's CTP of Rage. He's got a higher dodge. His crit is actually very similar in the 50s there. Very important to note in this test run, his uniform is only at Heroic. Can't get it up any higher because I have no uniform XP chips. And I've put around about 5 or 6 hours worth of auto grinding in just to get that uniform where it is now in the test server, which kind of sucks. Uru is much the same. Kept it kind of balanced. Kept the ISO set balanced as well. Stage 7, no dodge. His CTP of Rage is a bit better. It has much better dodge, and he doesn't really need the crit rate because he gets that from his second skill. Like I said, the uniform's only at Heroic, so obviously we're probably looking at maybe an extra 10% score boost, potentially once it gets to Mythic. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind throughout the run, I'm using a keyboard and mouse, guys, and I am totally shit. I've said it before. I'm pretty bad with a keyboard and mouse, right? It's not like I'm using my iPad or not like I'm even using a phone. I'm using a computer because this APK is Android format, and I'm shit. Looking at his skills here, he has a lot of these mind resist skills. So basically, nearly defense down skills. His third skill has a significant attack buff of 25%. His fourth and fifth skills are very nice. His fifth skill has accumulate damage dealt, not received, and basically cancelable. So you can see that Mind Over Matter, which is fifth skill, continues to deal damage over time, even when combined with other skills. I did muck around with trying to do the skills, without overlapping the skills too much, without sort of stacking the skills, and the score was a lot less. So stacking the skills certainly seems like the way to go with Professor X. I really wanted to do this run because I wanted to figure out if he's worthwhile buying or not. I haven't bought him on my real account yet. I'm assuming plenty of you guys are actually waiting for a comparison as well. See if he's worthwhile getting or whether he's just a world boss ultimate type character. So let's have a look at this run and see how we go. Like I said, guys, don't critique the skill rotation because there is no freaking skill rotation. I haven't found a skill rotation. Obviously, it can be optimized. Obviously, it can be way better. It does. I really appreciate the comments on the channel, but I have to admit it does shit me off a little bit when I'm just doing these new characters right. I have no idea of skill comparisons, and people jumping on and saying, "Oh, your skill rotation's bad," or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that stuff. I'm trying to benefit everyone. I'm trying to actually give everyone a little bit of insight into it. It's not a tutorial, right? When I do an ABX tutorial, I'll label a freaking thing tutorial or rotation. But these are just direct comparison. You sort of see there his tier 3 skill is kind of cool. You kind of cancel it really early after he goes through the special effects animation there. And what we're really doing is spamming skills as they're available. He plays a little bit like Namor, in a way. That's kind of how I feel like it. And I'm talking Namor with uniform. He feels like that to me. It's like his score, the score just keeps on piling up, even when you're not pressing a skill. All that sort of after effect and the continual hits of the skills just keep keep basically the score counter keep on rolling. Um, the fifth skill, like I said, you can cancel it pretty well straight away, and you still get the damage over time effect. The fourth skill you can nearly insta cancel as well, and it puts that sort of like ghost thing over the beast, which is it's a pretty cool looking skill to be perfectly honest. He's pretty good at evading the actual beast attacks just with his skills without moving it around, which is good for me because, like I said, keyboard and mouse. I'm moving in 90-degree type. I'm moving up, down, left, or right. I'm not bloody doing too much dynamic moving, I can tell you. So yeah, got guard broken there. That was pretty shit. Um, what else to say? Well, I guess one thing that I will say is one thing that we have to keep in mind, even though he puts up a pretty damn decent score to be perfectly honest, considering this is a test server and it's not reflective of scores in the actual server whatsoever. Like in the cable run, you'll see I get around about 2.1 million, right? I mean, I don't know what I'd score on my account on free for all day. It'd be pretty bloody high though. Like I'd expect it to be, using this team, I'd expect it to be well over 4 million. So how things stack up between the test server and the real server, I'm not too sure, but I know that it's good enough, from a score comparison I'm talking about. But I know it's certainly quite good for doing comparisons in the test server. So we saw that Gene on Universal Hero, um, you saw when I did that test, tested very close to Captain Marvel, a little bit under Captain Marvel. And I think I said in that video, look, if she's going to overtake Captain Marvel, it's not going to be by a huge amount, if at all. And people with a PvP build can probably still leave her set up with a PvP build and not suffer a huge amount. And based on early testing today from a few of the guys in Awesome Mix Volume 1, that's kind of how it's worked out. So whilst the scores in the test server may not be totally reflective of the end score, well, they're definitely not reflective of the end score. What they are reflective of is a decent comparison between characters. Like we're certainly getting a good feel for where they sit in the meta. Sorry, guys, a couple of dogs barking there. Never mind that. So, sorry, guys, my pets were just going a bit mental there. Yeah, so we're sort of edging towards the end of the run here, and we're looking at 2.9 million. What does that mean in the scheme of things? For me, it means that I'm going to purchase the package. I haven't purchased Negasonic. I haven't purchased Rachel Summers, but I'm going to purchase Professor X. I think he definitely has some potential. We're going to have a look at the cable run, guys. Don't pick on it. Seriously, I'm running with a keyboard and mouse. I can't do it quickly enough. Like on my iPad, yeah, fast fingers, right? And it's nice and easy, nice and coordinated, and just comes naturally. Keyboard and mouse, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it and you think that it should be pretty easy, it's really not if you're used to using a device instead of a computer. One thing to remember here is Cable's uniform is only heroic. It's only got those three options within the uniform. So the extra option would be dodge and then attack. The dodge would certainly boost the score. In the real server environment, it's going to be much harder to max Professor X's stats just because he doesn't have a uniform. He does seem to have brute strength though, with that tier 3 and with his energy damage. Just with that stat, he does have the brute strength on his side. Tell you what, guys, I'm gonna buy the package. It's gonna take a little bit of time to awaken the potential and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm gonna do it just based on these runs. I'm glad that I did it, and I hope hopefully it's helped you guys as well. Any comments, please leave in the comment section below. Obviously not about the rotation for Professor X. Don't comment on that. Anything else? Very keen to hear your thoughts. How do you guys think that they'll stack up in the real server? Interested to know. Are you guys buying them? Have you bought Professor X already? What's your early thoughts of him after playing with him? All right, guys. Interested to hear your feedback. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See ya.